Hello, everybody, and welcome to the American 700, the 10th running of the American 700 information video. In here, you're going to find out about what's going to happen with qualifying and whatnot, about signing up still, because even though the one-off, the first video for the one-off thing has closed, there's some more information about how you can still get involved, and I'll talk to you about qualifying and specifically about the importance of this race. I think to the entirety of NR 2003. So, let's get down to it. So one of the things that I'm doing differently this year is that there is actually going to be a second sign-up video. The first one is, of course, all filled out, and the second one is for cars that haven't yet been painted yet. That one should be coming up as soon as I get those cars, hopefully by the weekend. I'll put up that second sign-up video. The way that'll work is pretty much the same way. You can sign up a second driver. If you signed up in the first one, I'm not really too caring about it. But if there is like an influx of people that haven't signed up in the first one that are trying to sign up in the second one, I will maybe bump you to lower priority. So that will be something to watch out for. I don't think that should be an issue, but outside of that, it is typically first come, first serve, unless if I have a real issue with you, which I typically don't with people. I think I'm opening it up to everybody, so even if you originally got banned from the series, I'll let you in for the American 700 because I'm nice. So, actually no, it's because I want this to be a very all-encompassing event. So outside of that, let's go on to do, I believe, the qualifying system. Getting on the entry list for the American 700 does not guarantee you, a spot on the grid. We are planning on having somewhere around 80 to 90 cars attempting this race. So what you got to do is you got to make the race, and we have a very nice system to determine that. So the way it works is, depending on how many cars we have, the field will be split into 2 or 3 groups. And overall, the times, the sessions are going to be the exact same, and they will go out for about 10 minutes in each session. What happens then is you will get the top 39 cars overall from the 3 sessions. Remember, top 39 is very important. That locks you into the race. Now, positions 22 through 39, they're locked into their positions. So just think about positions 22 through 39 are locked into their positions. If you're in the top 21, you don't start, let's say if you start 21st, that doesn't mean you necessarily are starting 21st, and we'll get into that in a little bit here. Outside of that, outside of that, though, if you do not make the top 39 positions, the field will, the remaining field will be split into 3 or 1 qualifying races. I'm thinking more or less 3. If it's 1, the podium from the last chance qualifier gets in the race. However, if it's 3 different qualifying races, I'm sorry, 1, I might have said that wrong, 1, if it's 1 qualifying race, the podium gets on. If it's 3 separate ones, then the winner from each qualifying race will fill the back row, because we are doing 3 wide starts here. So that's pretty self-explanatory. So you pretty much, I'm thinking it will be 3. If we have under 84 cars for some reason, or under, it would actually be 81 cars attempting, it will be 1 race and the podium gets on. But outside of that, then the back row is filled by the qualifying race, and that's your only chance of getting into the race once you, if you don't make it through the speed session. Then after all that, the top 21 cars then are regrouped up, and they will be going out for single lap qualifying. And those top 21 cars, the time orders from those groups will determine the first 21 cars on the grid and their order. So single car run will determine, like I said, the top 21. So outside of that, qualifying seems to be pretty self-explanatory. In the history of NR 2003 offline leagues, I only know of one race that is longer than the American 700, and that race isn't being continued anymore. So right now, as of this moment, the American 700 is the longest race that is run in a single session. Now, granted, there are a couple of 24-hour races that have been attempted that were run by multiple different people through many different segment kind of things in the game. This one is all one sitting, so it is quite interesting to sit down for about a 4-hour period on my end and just record over a race. It is quite an interesting experience. But I believe there might be one that's coming longer than it. I think the PCC Cup Series, which, if you don't know what that is, watch it. It's really good and funny. Yeah, an NR 2003 offline league that is funny. That one might be doing one longer, because I think they're going to do a 5-hour race around Cleveland-Burke Lakefront Airport. Not sure, though, about that. But outside of that, we have a... The interesting thing about the American 700 is it is, right now, the longest race in a single seating, and I kind of really like that. So, it is a race that that a lot of people want to be a part of, and I hope for if you're a one-off driver, or if you're in the series, the ARCSOA Elite Series anyway, you'll be able to make the race and be a part of it. Everybody that I've talked to said that the American 700 is one of their favorite NR 2003 events in the offline community. So I look forward to it every year. We still got a couple more races to go, 2 more races to go in the regular ARCSOA Elite Series before we get to the American 700. But it's always a race where I am always looking forward to it. So in conclusion, I will say this. Like I said, one-offs are not done yet. There will be maybe another video, hopefully by the weekend. I'm not sure when for that last one-off thing. But like I said, being on the entry list doesn't guarantee you a spot on the grid. You have to beat out the regular ARCSOA Elite Series drivers, and then the other one-off drivers to get one of the 42 spots on the grid. It is a fun race. I'm really looking forward to it. I hope you guys are too. If you've never seen an ARCSOA Elite Series race, please watch them. They're great. I think we're having a really good season this season. If you'd like to get involved, please visit the website in the link below. Like I said, it's a great website, a lot of great people on it. So other than that, I will see you for the rounds of France and Belgium, and then eventually the 10th running of the American 700.